It's definitely been a while since I made a video on the shooting hoaxes or any other psyop that's taken place in the media. With this one, I couldn't sit back and not say anything. This is completely ridiculous with these crisis actors, how people fall for the lies. They fall for the lies over and over and over again. The same tricks being played on the masses, and there's no hope for them. They've been basically programmed, brainwashed, the point of no return with this piece of garbage. This man here supposedly saving nearly 30 people, and this Marine, supposed Marine, also supposedly saving 30 people. Now let's get to the point here with these horrible, atrocious crisis actors and how people cannot see through the lies. Again, is beyond me. Let's go to the very start of this video from Fox News and listen to this total piece of crap liar here, this actor, with what it looks like these horns. The symbolism is always there within these hoaxes, and always with these side stories, this supposed rescue of these victims, where we don't see any supposed victim. We don't see a drop of blood. It's like Sandy Hook. We don't see anything. Just a bunch of storytellers telling a bunch of lies. Let's get to the video.
With our viewers here, a video you were taking on your phone. You're with your girlfriend, Jen Lewis, at the time. This is moments before the shots rang out. And this is video that we got from you, and we're showing it to our viewers now. At the moment the shots were fired, you start to scramble, as do tens of thousands of people. You run into a parking lot, find a pickup truck, and do what?
Well, essentially, the first initial instinct was fear, and was just yelling at everyone, keep their head down and get away from the gunfire. And we got pinned against a fence and started throwing people over a fence, and people were getting shot all around, and it was quite horrific. And
I'll stop right there for a second. First off, I want to mention before I even continue, Taylor Winston. With, of course, you're going to have the 33 name with Winston. And he also mentions how he's throwing people over the fence. This big area for this concert. What the hell's he doing throwing injured people over a fence? That's the last thing you would do. It makes absolutely no sense. And, of course, there's absolutely no footage of this taking place. And what I want to get into right here. Take a listen. It's completely, again, ridiculous.
Not much you could do. Once we got over the fence, I saw a parking lot actually just behind me over here with work trucks. And typically during a festival, multiple people use a truck, and they tend to leave keys.
They leave the keys in the truck, and he's an expert on this. He knows these people that are working the concert, these workers, just leave the keys in the truck. Like, he knows this, and that's why he dumped all these people over the fence, knowing, oh, I'm going to find a truck with keys in it. Give me a complete break.
And I was hoping that was the case, and lucked out on the first truck, opened the door, and the keys were...
The first truck he finds, the very first truck he finds, has the keys in them. How convenient.
There, and looked at Jen and said, let's go get some people. And so we went back towards the gunfire, and...
You and an angel working for you to find the keys in the truck, and the first one you tried. And then you started to transport how many people to a local hospital?
Each trip was 10 to 15 people, as many as we could cram in there. We were just trying to go down the line of the dozens and dozens of people that were already being pulled out to the street. Torso wounds, limbs, neck, everyone was just critically injured, and it was...
Everyone was critically injured. Yeah, right.
Blood everywhere. And it was really hard to just pack up and leave, because you can only fit so many people, and there's so many people that still needed help, and no ambulances were on scene yet.
How many people do you think you got to the hospital, Taylor?
I'd say between 20 and 30.
Yeah, the number 30, like I mentioned, with the other clown saying he supposedly rescued 30 people as well.
Wow. How many trips?
We did 2 full trips. We went back a third time, and we had to convince the cops to let us in to try to go get more people. Once we did get in, there was a lot less critically injured that were not being tended to, so we felt we were good to turn it over.
Sean Kilgore. Enough of this clown here and his lies, but Sean Kilgore, they love to play names. Kill. The word kill involving the supposed massacre. Again, the play on names. Now, Again, done with this clown. Let's move on to the next clown, the supposed hero. And just another piss-poor crisis actor. Just take a listen to what this guy says and does. Unbelievable.
Then, look, I'm so grateful that you're able to talk to us. I know that you are obviously very seriously injured.
Yeah, seriously injured. Nothing wrong with him. Supposedly shot in the neck. No way this man was shot. Of course not. And of course, supposedly by a high-powered assault rifle coming from the Mandalay Bay Hotel. Absolutely no way. Let's continue on.
Have that bullet that is still in your neck. How are you feeling tonight?
Neck.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
I'm still in a little pain, but I think honestly it's gonna take time to heal.
Yeah.
I have not that much feeling in my left shoulder. I mean, as you said, the bullet's still in my neck.
Now, what does this remind you of? I'm going to stop right here for a second. What does this remind you of? Again, history repeats itself with this slimeball Marcus Weaver and the supposed Aurora, Colorado shooting at the theater. Let's take a quick listen to this garbage with Anderson Cooper.
It went across the theater, and it hit the other side, and it was smoky, and it was smelling. We all thought that maybe it was a prank or something that went along with the movie. Then the next two shots hit the front row. It was almost like it hit the iron and made like it was fireworks. And then the barrage of shots started raining, clanging out, and all you can see is the dust.
Watch him swing his arms around like a bird.
The smoke bomb,
moving his arms. What was he shot in the arm?
The spray and just him shooting, and just this white light and this huge boom, 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 and it went off 6 to 8 times. And so at that point, my friend Rebecca and the people next to me, we ducked for cover, and we were behind just a little. It would seem like it was only 6 inches of seat that were from the next step down.
So, of course, forgets that he's supposedly injured and shot in the arm, but no problem moving his arm or holding this shirt with the injured the side, the arm where he was shot, supposedly, of course.
Down in the stadium seating, and so we just held on for dear life, hoping that the bullets didn't hit us, but it was hitting chairs, it was hitting people were toppling over us.
When did you realize you had been hit?
I didn't realize I was hit until actually I got outside, but I think
So you didn't feel the bullet enter you?
Yeah. No, I think that I had such an adrenaline rush until I got outside, and everybody was coming to me, are you injured, because you got to remember.
was bloody. This is the shirt you actually...
I got sprayed with some bullets.
Spray with some bullets.
And how is your arm now? Obviously,
still got the 2 holes right there.
Yeah, the 2 holes. They're nothing more than moles. Looks like someone got a magic marker, made a couple dots, actually. Enough of this clown. Getting back to, again, this other crisis actor from the Las Vegas shooting hoax. And this is where, again, with the piss-poor act. Let's take a look.
This was a horrific tragedy.
Yeah.
And then there was someone else who came in.
Watch this.
San Diego off-duty officer. He came in and saved your life, Jonathan. And we actually have him with us tonight. Officer Tom McGrath is here, and I just wanted to bring him in. And Officer McGrath, thank you. I know you just heard what Jonathan
Now watch, he reaches for a Kleenex. You're not going to see any teardrops. Of course not.
said.
Where's the tears, bozo?
I think he's being a little too modest. I think what he did was extraordinary. I'm somebody who trains for things like this. San Diego's kind of one of those large cities where you have a lot of attraction, and it's something that we train for. But I think somebody like him, I think he did something extraordinary. He showed tremendous bravery, and he's somebody who inspires me. And I think, I know he might not want to give himself all the credit, but he definitely did a wonderful job.
And just take a listen to what he says here. Unbelievable.
And I know out there how everyone bashes everybody. They feel like it's fake. There was no way this was fake.
Yeah, no way it was fake. And take a look at this face here by this treasonous self. They're all sellouts, all liars, all frauds. And people might say, why would they do this? It's fear-based. Trauma-based mind control is what it's about. Keeping people in the state of fear. When people are in the state of fear, they're easily to control. And also, they're going to look for help from the government. They're supposed heroes. They're going to save them from these supposed terrorists or madmen, when the people running this world, not only this country, but this world, are nothing more than psychopath lunatics that want to keep this whole world unstable. And this is what it's all about. You know, and there's people you're never going to wake up to the obvious. They've been completely blinded their whole entire lives. Their ego, their pride cannot see through it. When people are basing their so-called judgment based on emotion, they're not thinking clearly. When you have a mind that is rational in the state where you analyze things and you look at things and things don't make sense, you can see right through all of this. Now, just for reference, I want to show this video clip as I've shown before, going back to 1996, how the government, the police, and the media are working together as one to deceive the masses. And again, it's all about fear, trauma-based mind control. Fear equals control, and this is why they pull off these stunts. Let's get right to the footage.
Man shortly before that, who said that he was rolling on a suspicious package at the time of the explosion. The police were quietly trying to clear people away. Bob Sirkin also reporting that maybe it was, in fact, a pipe bomb. Let's go back to Bob Sirkin now, who's at the site. Bob works for NBC. Bob, what else have you been able to learn from state officials?
Well, right now...
Now, stop right there. Now, watch this fake, phony show. You don't see any victims actually being injured, no blood whatsoever. But you're going to see a police officer show up at the scene and watch what he does.
I don't have a very good vantage point.
These so-called victims, no blood anywhere.
Moved me away from the fringe of the park as they moved several hundred people away.
Guy's holding his neck. This guy's holding his neck, supposedly hit by
for safety reasons.
By the
so I'm not able
by
to
part of the bomb. What's the deal? Where's the blood? Look at this guy here. He pulls up the shirt.
Gary McConnell, who runs
and absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now look at this guy here. This is a police officer, and I'm going to back it up just a little bit where he's covering his left hand with his right, and he's doing it for a reason right there. Okay, he arrives at the scene and watch what he does.
At least 15 injured and
this guy tells me stay down,
fatalities.
Act like you're injured. Now watch this. This is what he was covering, that fake red blood, to wipe it on these crisis sectors. Now just take a look. It's very brief, very quick, but he's obviously arriving at the scene to basically, again, wipe this fake blood on these so-called victims.
Did he think that it was a pipe bomb?
Right
We did have that camera
there, you can see it
from,
perfectly. Now, then you see him run off, covering up the fake blood as he makes his way out of camera vantage point. 100% busted. And the whole point, again, of showing this video, how it happened in Vegas, even though it's a different incident where this is a so-called bombing, we had a so-called mass shooting, the largest supposed mass shooting in U.S. history. These are fabrications pulled off by your criminal government. And there goes your criminal cop. See police in the back making his way to rub blood on more so-called victims that are nothing more than crisis actors. Excellent demonstration showing how, again, the government, the police, and the media are working as one to deceive you.
Package of some kind of pipe
some
bomb,
guy wants to be on TV.
Crude instrument, but it can be effective in short range.
Again, not a drop of blood anywhere.
Of that, but when I asked McConnell,
all these events, all these so-called events, from Sandy Hook, so-called Boston bombing, San Bernardino, Paris, France, Belgium, the so-called Belgian bombing, London, all these events are fabrications by these governments. All these governments are working as one to deceive you. Again, it's all about fear, and fear equals control. And like I stated earlier as well, the job of the government is to keep the world unstable. And it keeps those in power and also makes them relevant. So what it all comes down to is this is nothing new. And this is the point of showing this video footage once again. And basically when it comes down to it, they're not going to spotlight something unless they create. There are real things that happen in this world, but the majority of what you see on TV when it comes to these news stories that get 24/7 coverage, it's all part of the overall agenda, and this is absolutely nothing new.
Fellow Americans, we are joined together today in sadness, shock, and grief. Last night, a gunman opened fire on a large crowd at a country music concert in Las Vegas, Nevada. Some kind of light in the darkness. But we can take solace knowing that even the darkest space can be brightened by a single light, and even the most terrible despair can be illuminated by a single ray of hope.
The night of the movie theater shooting.
What I experienced in that movie theater, when I experienced the light come in, the darkness very much ran. I mean,
some kind of light in the darkness.
I want them to see me in light instead of darkness.
Some kind of light in the darkness.
And all of a sudden, he stopped and he looked at me and he said, "Just saying, your house is very small."
Ambulance, it was right there, so I took him in my car, and she said, "Can I drive?" because she worked for Metro, and we got to the hospital so quick you wouldn't believe it, but
behind the stand. Let's go get relax. Hey. Don't push. Don't push. Stop.
And ran when he heard the gunshots. Brian, good to see you again, and just remind people of what you saw.
Hey, Robin, I'll do my best. I can't even believe how many people were killed. But so I was sitting in the VIP section, and it was right near the stage, and I heard a popping sound. Thought it was fireworks. I looked up in the sky, didn't see anything. I was worried. Jason Aldean stopped singing. There was kind of a gap in his song. It was very surreal. Knew something was wrong, and then I heard shots fire, like just going off, like they were right on top of us. So I ran to the front.
Free, and freedom is beautiful, and you know, it'll take time to restore chaos and order, but order out of chaos, but we will.